Yo ho, a pirate's life for me, or is it? In today's video, we're going to go over the truth and the fiction behind some of the pirate stories that we've heard before. We've seen many examples of pirates from different movies, most of them by Disney, Pirates of the Caribbean, featuring Johnny Depp. However, the truth behind pirates, especially in the Caribbean, might surprise you. The Caribbean region is a region of the world that has long been associated with piracy, thanks to the popular image of swashbuckling adventurers seeking treasure and adventure on the high seas. However, the true history of piracy in the Caribbean is much more complex and fascinating than what we see in Hollywood movies. In this video, we're going to explore the true history of piracy from its earliest days, yo-ho, to the decline of piracy in the 18th century. We're also going to look at the relationship between the pirates in reality and in the movies. The history of piracy can be tracked back to the early 16th century, when Spanish conquistadors began exploring the region and establishing colonies. These early Spanish expeditions were often accompanied by ships carrying valuable cargo of gold or other treasures, which made them prime targets for pirates. One of the most notorious pirates of this early period was Francis Drake, who was known for his daring raids on Spanish ships and settlements. Drake's exploits earned him the nickname El Drake, or the Dragon, and he became a legend among pirates and seafarers. In the movie Pirates of the Caribbean: Dead Man's Chest, Captain Jack Sparrow mentions that he was once a crew member on one of Drake's ships. Other notable pirates of this era included Henry Morgan, who raided Spanish colonies in the Caribbean and amassed a fortune in treasure, and Blackbeard, who terrorized the high seas off the coast of North Carolina. Blackbeard is often portrayed in movies as a ruthless and fearsome pirate, and he is a central character in the fourth installment of the Pirates of the Caribbean franchise on Stranger Tides. The early 18th century saw the rise of piracy in the Caribbean as pirates from all over the world descended on the region in search of riches and adventure. This period, known as the Golden Age of Piracy, was marked by a series of famous pirates, including the previously mentioned Blackbeard, also known as Edward Teach, his real name, Anne Bonny, and Calico Jack Rackman. One of the most famous pirate strongholds you've probably visited if you've been on a Caribbean cruise is Nassau, a town on the island of New Providence in the Bahamas. Here, pirates could find a safe haven and supplies, as well as opportunities for rest and relaxation. In the movie Pirates of the Caribbean at World's End, Nassau is depicted as a pirate haven and is the setting for a number of key scenes in the movie. However, piracy was not without its risks, and many pirates met their end at the hands of the authorities. In 1718, Blackbeard was killed in a battle off the coast of North Carolina, and his head was put on display as a warning to other pirates. In 1720, Anne Bonny and Calico Jack Rackman were captured and sentenced to death, although their sentences were later commuted to life imprisonment. In the movie Black Sails, Rackman is a central character, and the show explores the relationship between the different pirates and their alliances. Despite their fearsome reputation, piracy in the Caribbean began to decline in the mid-18th century. The reasons for this decline are complex, but some historians point to the increasing power of the British Navy, which was able to put an end to many pirate raids. Other factors that have contributed to the decline of piracy in the Caribbean include the growth of legitimate trade in the region, which made it more difficult for pirates to find valuable targets, and the establishment of colonies and settlements, which made it easier for the authorities to track down and capture pirates. The history of piracy in the Caribbean is a fascinating and complex subject, and one that is often romanticized in popular culture. However, the reality of piracy was far less glamorous than what we see in movies. Pirates were often brutal and violent, and their lives were characterized by danger and uncertainty. Despite their reputation as outlaws, however, many pirates were seen as heroes by the common people, who saw them as fighting against oppressive colonial powers and corrupt governments. As mentioned earlier, this complex relationship between pirates and society is explored in many popular television and movie series, including Black Sails, which depicts the lives of pirates in the early 18th century. The true history of piracy in the Caribbean is a story of adventure, danger, and intrigue, but it's also a story of violence, exploitation, and greed. While the pirates we see in movies may be entertaining and charismatic, and we may want to sing yo-ho and have a pirate party on a cruise ship, it's important to remember that the reality of piracy was far less glamorous, and that the true history of piracy in the Caribbean is a subject that deserves to be explored to the depth. I hope you enjoyed this video going over the truth and the fiction of piracy as we see it in the movies today. If you enjoyed it, please do let me know, and a special thanks to our Patreon production team for making all of our videos possible. Thanks for being a part of the adventure today. Until next time, yo ho, and have a magical day.